Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm playing Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered on the FTOG server, and I'm up here at my wither killing area, which is very slow. It's like 20 some odd minutes for it to die, but I was chatting with Bertel on the server, and he was mentioning that he found a series of dungeons here in the Nether. I said, oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, that's very interesting because there was some mighty good loot in the two dungeons I found in the overworld, and I found them in the overworld because I was mining in places, and then on the map, I could see the mobs next to me in the mini map, or the rooms as I was getting next to them. And I said, oh, ho, well, let's do this in the Nether. And I decided to go do a little searching for this. I know he's left of me or west of me. And so you can see I made some long tunnels. This is like 600 some odd blocks. And then I went up like 500 some odd. And I was looking around and I said, okay, there's something way up here. I just noticed. I don't know if that's zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure. That might be another dungeon up here. Or what was the other thing that I saw? It was down south. I was looking at this and going, what's that? That's kind of strange. But the other thing that yes, this right here. I saw this and I went, that looks like dungeon to me. So I just mined away like this like crazy just for fun. This is like 100 blocks apart, these lines. And I did them right up at the nether roof. No lava, which was very nice. In fact, here we spin around here. No lava whatsoever was encountered, which is good. I've seen like one zombie pigman as I was motoring around here, and one of the foxhounds. Well, I've got my boomerang, and I was able to dispatch him, and yay, free blaze. Anyway, so I went ahead and played through with this, and then looked, and I said, aha. That makes me think there is a dungeon over in that direction. So I went ahead and used my rod of elevation. You can see the uses to pop above the bedrock. And then I went over to this area down here, and every 7 blocks or 7 chunks, I put down my cave illuminator. So I'm hoping this area is very well lit up. I did a test here next to my portal. In fact, yeah, that is the direction to my portal. There's no north, south, east, west. That's obvious from here. I have to look at the little mini map. But I did a little testing here with my portal with the cave illuminator just to see if it would work. And the answer is yes, it actually does work in putting lights out there. Wow, it's hard to see. Yeah, there's these little floaty lights. In fact, if I turn this off, it's very well lit out there, which is very nice. Here, you can go away. I don't need you. Break these a little bit. And so you can see it's very easy to see out here right now. And it gets really dark out there where it is. So if you happen to come across some areas here in the Nether with lots and lots of these cave illuminator lights, you're welcome. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I gotta be over here. I should clean this up so it's a little bit easier to move about. Anyway, what I'm preparing to go raid that dungeon. I need to dig down and see if I can spot it, but I have 2 things. I looted several interdiction torches, and they block mobs. They get pushed away, and I was reading online, it says it's 8 block radius, which is nice, but they also repel arrows. So the skeleton shooting at me, or blazes, those little boogers, it will repel those blaze shots out. And then this is the interdiction pulsar, which I looted, and I was really happy to see it because it repels mobs with a range of 32. That's huge. So I'm going to use this to make the area much safer for me. But first it's so dark up here. Let's turn this on. It is so dark. The helmet is one of the best things ever. Here. See how dark it is? But you can see, I put torches down just so I could see where the cross hatches were easier. Not there was any light, but just because there's this little torch right there, I said, oh, there's a cross place there. That vision helmet is the best. All right, I need to find where that spot was and start digging around. Oh, there was something else I saw. I have a better idea. While I was up on the surface, I saw this structure. And from what I understand, that should, having seen this sort of thing like this on the surface after I cleaned out one of the dungeons, I found a spiraling staircase going up. So I went up and it exposed it. There's exposure on the surface. So if you find a structure kind of like this, not the nether blocks, then you should be able to get down into a dungeon without having to do the mining. Well, I found I found two of these up on the surface. I found three of these up on the surface in that area. So I'm going to get to about that spot and underneath the bedrock and dig my way through. Sometimes these structures that are generated will actually break the bedrock. This didn't. Darn it. That would have made it very nice because then I could have broken down there and spiraled down. Oh, well. That was a mixed bag. Well, okay. Good things and bad things happen. I killed a lot of blazes. The interdiction torches were good, but that cyclic block that pushed him back 32 blocks, that was fantastic because I was able to push a lot of them out of the way. The cave illuminator suppressed most of the spawns blazes because they require like a light level 13 and above. They kept spawning. And the Thaumcraft guys, they kept spawning like crazy. But I used my boomerang and just, because they were close, I could just hit them, and they died really fast. I did take two kopeshes that I had and combined them together as a better weapon than my Spectre Sword, because it's got smite and a bunch of other cool stuff on that. That was nice. But I did lose my pick. I was panicky at one point, and I accidentally pitched it into the lava. So that's not good. However, I got a soul stone. So if I die that, I got me a divination sigil. I was looking for that. I thought I had looted one before, but nope. But I looted one. Isn't this nice? I got me a repair talisman. And so now all my armor is repaired and all my tools are repaired. And I've gone through and repaired a whole bunch of stuff, but that's not the best. This is the best. The ring of magnetization was in a chest and I snagged it so fast. So I love that. I think that is fantastic. My Kobesh, sharpness 5, disjunction. I guess that stops Enderman. I don't know if that will stop me from getting teleported by the stupid Enderman. Unbreaking 7 is nice, although I got the repair talisman, and Venom. So I guess they take more damage. So I decided, okay, let's go ahead and do that. But here's the other thing that's really nice. I'm going to grab all these items and these items that have durability. And are they going up? Yes, they are. Which is great because now I don't have to keep repairing them, which has been a real pain in the tuchus. Oh, here, you go up here too, out of the way. I have the need to eat a little bit, and I've held off on that. I cut these blood apples here because I want to put some blood here into the network, and this says if you eat them, they will add blood to your network. I mean, life points. But they will add that to it, so I've got to be close to this, and if I've got my divination sigil, and I look at this, and I go, it's got nothing in there. I do have this little gem, which will give me the tier 1 orb. It's not magician, it's beginner orb. It's whatever the stupid thing is. I want to make an armor stand too. Let's see, blood magic. I mean, life point magic orb. Very first one, master, no. That can't be first. It's got to be apprentices first. All right, so apprentice. Yeah, I wish, or maybe it's weak, apprentice, one of those. It will. Okay, so I'm gonna eat, and let's see if that. Oh, it did add some blood. Let's click it, and it went away, or did it go into my system? What happened to my freaking blood? I had blood there. You saw it. You saw the blood. I'm thinking it went into my personal network. Yeah, it just went away. Why did it go away? So there's nothing to me, and if this should tell me stuff about the altar, but it's okay. Well, that's less than useful. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to get blood in there that will stick. And why? Oh, I was saying, why is there fire over here? Yes, because that's part of the roots thing here. Okay, no problem. Two other things that I did loot was a Thaumcraft robe and leggings, which will give me like an additional -6 on the viz cost on things here. I've got the what thing was it called? Apprentice ring. So that's 5%. Okay, so that I'll have like a 11% help, which is very nice. Now I'm out of a pick. I need to remake a pick, and I decided what I would do because, hey, look, I've got tech. I can make a stinking basic extruder, and I will put that there. And just checking. Okay, yes, I'm pretty sure I didn't have extruder. I don't have an extruder, but what I can do is now I can come into here and I can put that in place and this, or does it need to be the other way around? Looks like it's the other way around. Hey, if I look at this and hit U on this, here's the extruder, and I should be able to extrude. It's got this little HC something up there, and I can see the C, but I'm not sure if that's an H or an N or something there. Because that doesn't have it. What can we U on this? Yeah, see, this is what I'm doing. Yeah, so it starts with the blank cast. It's a pickaxe head. I should be able to take any of these things and run it through here. Takes 30 EU, LV, lots of, or maybe it's just super duper slow. Well, I'm going to put these two in here to begin with and see. I don't see any progress bar on this. Huh. We have 1,500 recipes. There's lots. See these things. Just I can't read. Maybe that's a WC. Whatever. But I was thinking I would like emerald as my head. I'm not sure whether I want the electrum or the copper. Probably the copper. Electrum gives me a whole lot more strength on my tool, durability. The copper would actually create XP, which would be nice. And if I hit this with mending moss, it will just repair. Yeah, that really looks like it's doing nothing. Okay, I don't know why this isn't working. Let's take you, pull you out, put you in there, you in there. Now that's working. Yeah, see, that's working. Okay, so then if I hit, there's my emerald. If I hit you on emerald, and where's extruder? Well, no, if I just do emerald pick head, I need 2 emeralds. This is saying here 70. Oh, maybe I need an MV that will produce this. Okay, so maybe I don't have sufficient tech. Oh, I wanted to try the other one too. Let's grab the electrum that I'd looted in one of the other dungeons. See, that works. So, okay, looking at use. No, just look at this. This takes me where yeah, it looks like I need MV for the copper or the emerald pickhead. Well, dang it. The nice thing about this is it's got a lot of durability and cobalt level. That's what I was really wanting. I may just go with the silly sponge again. Not so good. I've got lots of emeralds, so I was thinking this would be an easy thing to use, which, darn it. All right, so I'll put you there and put you in here. Let me grab some sponge. No, I said I needed sponge. There we go. Plural of sponge is sponge. I need a, oh, that's that. Pattern chest. I need a head there. There's this, there's the head, and that's, see, it's stone level, and I don't necessarily want to do an entirely different use of modifiers to change that, but 1800's not bad. That's not bad. It's not fast. I want to hit it with some stuff. So let's see. But so 1800. Let's put in the copper. 1600, but that'll give me XP. And I think that may be what I really need until I can get the stinking other stuff on there. Okay, we're gonna go with this and call it. Basically, with the I'm gonna do it with let's do just a Y. That looks weird. That also looks weird. I'm just gonna go with this. It's number 2. Okay, so now that I can actually mine some things again, which will be handy. Well, let's go back to just repairing. Put you back in there for my other tools. It would be nice if the talisman would repair this, but it doesn't. Oh well. And I tried that. I looked to some of these and nope, it won't repair those. Dang it. That would make life really, really nice. But this, once I got the magnet, but more so the repair talisman, that repaired my fire charm because I was starting to get some ouchy fire damage from the stupid blazes because they just went right past the torches. And that made life so much easier because I could just stay back and use my boomerang and just go do and hit them. It was great. It was great. If you can find it, find one of those, and especially if you've got the click this here interdiction torches. Those are not. Oh, hey, I need to move that out of the way. Interdiction torches, those are great, but that pulsar, if you can find a pulsar, holy crap, is that very impressive. That is really, really what you want. Having these machines has been really nice. I've taken, I think it's 9 stacks of this copper ore, and I don't have a furnace yet, but I've been running it over here, and that works just the same. It's a little bit slower than if I had a furnace. If we look at the cutting machine, didn't I put furnace on here? I had a furnace. Okay, let's get furnace. Furnace, basic furnace. Basic electric furnace. There we go. Is this the one I'm looking for? Yes. Okay, let's add that. There it is. Okay, I blind. Anyway, I need a furnace so I can cook these guys up quickly into ingots and do my stuff. But this whole layout just hurts. It makes me feel sad that it's all sitting out here in the open, and I don't like that. I really like having a 3x3 chunk base. It just works very, very naturally for me, and so I'm going to make one. That's what I've got. I decided to go with some fir here, so I started planting some of those. Did a little thing in creative single player mode and kind of came up with this as a wall, and then built it here in the server. And let's see if we control out. Yeah, so we turn on the chunk here. This section here, and it kind of hurts that these are evens, but that's okay. It repeats very nicely. So we're in one block. We're in one block, so I can repeat this pattern, and it'll be, this double pattern, this nice Celtic knot done with andesite. Yay, EMC. Celtic, and it's just going to repeat that pattern very nicely. And then I'm using these curves here. It just looks really nice from the side. I have to admit, I like it a lot. And then I decided that I want some lights here, and I'm going with the iron lantern from Rustic because it's cheaper. Yes, it's 2 ingots, but it gives me 4 lanterns. The other option is the vanilla one that they've backported, and it's just to make the same 4 lanterns, I would need just under 4 ingots. So it's half the iron. And these look nice. So I'm looking at that going, yeah. And then because the pattern, I wanted to tie in the wood and the stone a little bit more. That's why I got the fir buttons. And that's why I'm thinking this right now is dark oak. And I'm going, I think I'm going to harvest more of this fir and do this curving stuff with fir. That way the 16-bit and the 16-bit over here would match better. Just like this 16-bit andesite matches with itself better. Yeah, I've got Faithful 32, so the stone brick looks better, but I don't have anything for this chiseled texture. That's okay. It's slightly different. And then still using this part here with the architecture saw, I can also make these balustrades up here. And I want something to kind of stop me from falling over the edge. I need something different, at least where these wood pieces are, and I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. And if we come up here, the idea is that I'm going to have the area a 3x3 on the inside. Now let's turn that on again. Yes, yeah. So the dirt here, or the grass now, is all on the inside. Everything here, this is wall, and that's outside. The chunk. So that gives me a 3x3 solid chunk here, which works very nicely. I'll build me a nice massive building. I kind of like that, but something 3x3ish up here. The one thing though that is kind of strange is I'm gonna be coming in diagonally, if that makes sense. In that, let's turn on chunks off. This is the bottom corner of my 3x3, and it opens up to the portals over there. It's a little hard to see. I can come from that building over to here, and eventually I'll take everything that's in there and move it over to here. But I'm gonna have at least a 3 or maybe 4 wide staircase kind of going up to the upper level here. So that's going to be the access point for this, and everything else would be chopped off. And when I put the border, I put a border around this 3x3. I didn't do this back part here because I want to go down a bunch. I'm not sure how much, but this is 5 tall from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 tall. I like that because it's odd. It gives me a nice centerpiece. Let's turn this off again. It gives me this nice central line that splits this in half. Yes, this is not odd going across, but it's okay because I've got repeating pattern that works. Okay, anyway, so that's the basic idea, but I want to spread this around, do the wall all the way around this area, and this gives me 4 blocks inside, but I've got some really tall things, like this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 tall, so I need some more space, and so I'm looking at going down maybe 4 or 5 blocks. So I have a lot more space underneath this area, this 3x3 basement space. And I can sit there and take all of these large devices that I've got here, these multi-blocks, and set them up in such a way that they can, maybe in the back corners where the power comes out. And then up above, I can have an LV wing, an MV wing, and maybe an HV section. One wing over there, one wing over there, I don't know, but I could run the cables, these power cables, up from below and then along the back, as opposed to having it sitting out here where it's all weird looking. So that's the plan. This wood gathering would take place over there, someplace close to wherever these devices end up going, and I think that would really work. And if I'm going with fur here, and this gives me quite a lot of stuff from each one of these. Let's just chop this one down. I love my magnet. It is so nice. There's 21. That's a third of a stack with just one of those, and it gave me back 11 saplings. So yeah, I can get lots and lots of fir wood. So that's not a problem. I could use, like, I did the, I think that's dark oak. Yeah, dark oak and some spruce and some birch. I like dark oak, but I may just lean into the fir just because it ties in with what I'm thinking about doing over here in the walls. That's what I'm thinking. So that means I need to take 6 chunks here, chew it down, and also drop it. And like I said, I'm not sure how far down. I'll do the bucket method where I'll sit there and pour it down, and then I can start making a base down here. I'm not sure if I want grass for the base below. Probably not. I'm probably going to need to make some sort of patterned floor that looks more industrial for the basement. I do like the grass up on top of here, because I can put flowers and trees and whatnot, and then build a building in here. And it's quite possible, if we take a look at, not that one, let's do M for map. Yeah, so I may have a building that's like a big inverted L. So, or maybe, something that looks like this, where it's got a wing going this way, a wing going that way, a central area, and then it can have grass and other stuff like that, and it can go up too. I have no idea. I haven't gotten thought that far, but that's what I'm thinking about. And these kind of look nice, but I need something to break this up with where the wood is, and I have no idea. But I'm kind of excited, because I enjoyed building that, and these have been an interesting challenge making these, and I'm going to have to make a heck of a lot more of these devices. And it looks like I can upgrade these into the MV and HV. What I don't know is if I can power them. So let's say I had an entire row of all my devices, and they all would fit in my building, and I've got LV for the power. But all of a sudden I break into MV, and I can start upgrading these, and I've got some MV steam turbines. Can I run these LV devices on my MV current? I don't think so. If I'm lucky, I think they would just not work. If I'm unlucky, they may just explode because they have too much voltage, which is not so good. But I'm thinking I probably will have to have a section that's LV, a section that's MV, and a section that's HV, which kind of hurts my feelings. But I can have all of the stuff underneath in the basement area to hide a lot of these big bulky things that I don't need. So that's the thought. Well, as the sun sets there behind me in the west, I want to show off a few things that I did. One of them is I moved up my astral sorcery area because it just didn't have enough juice here. But up here at level 200, or Y200, it's got a lot of juice, and that makes me very happy. In fact, we take a look. Yeah, it's almost at the full amount, and it's just barely hit night, which is very nice. Anyway, so way up here, which is cool. Did a bunch of elevators. Whole bunch of elevators. And I put little borders on them just to keep me from stepping off of them, because that would be bad. And did a little tweaking here with my infusion altar area. Now we've got a cap instead of just that one lone cobble up there. I don't recall where, and it must have been old or out of date or just wrong. It was saying that nether brick, end stone, and something else, I can't remember what it was, were all stabilizers. And I'm looking at the wikis now. Nope, cobble. That's the only real solid block that's vanilla that's a stabilizer. Now these candles, the skulls, all of those are stabilizers. So that's why I camped out and put a lot of them up in here. So and I got my full set of 12 of the pedestals around here. So that makes me feel good. But most of all, I've got myself a 3x3 chunk base, and I just really groove at that curve. It's such a non-normal Minecrafty thing that I love it. And so I've got my entranceway up here. Initially I did it with stairs and slabs and blocks, and I was going kind of plunky. Now it's just using those micro blocks. It's just a straight ramp coming up here, and I love it. I love having a 3x3 chunk. If we take a look at the map and zoom in a little bit, having a 3x3 base just works for me. I just love that a lot. It makes me super happy. If we run over here, I moved my tree farm to this section, and I've got 4 set up with my tree beacon right in the middle, and the gatherer is just off by a bit, but it works just fine. And then I ran an item conduit underneath the grass down below. Speaking of down below, one of the reasons why I really like a 3x3 chunk base is I built this walls that keeps spiders out if I'm out in a world where there's spiders. I love this overworld just has, not this overworld, but this void world has no mobs. I think that's fabulous, because then I can just AFK and I'm fine. Anyway, a basement. A basement. I love having a basement. Now, this is a very tall basement for me. Typically 5 would do me, but this one, I think that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. with the ninth being the grass up above. That works out really well. And I moved all my big machines down here, and you kind of saw the Greg Tech machines. I've got a nice row of them, and plans for additional. I've got my item conduits underneath, power in the back, and my idea is I'm probably going to have 5 blocks before building. Hence the row of torches. So this will be inside my building, and we'll see. I will probably, just like I did over here, where I have a quiet, you guys, where I have kind of a step up, and then there's like a 2-3 level basement or sub basement underneath that I can run pipes and whatnot underneath. I'll probably do the same thing with this building here. So all that's going to have to get moved up, but I just like having all these machines. Made a few additional ones. Let's take a look. Not sure which ones. This is the basic mixer. I moved that over. I'm still working. Yeah, I need the rubber for that. What's this? Centrifuge. Oh, the air compressor. What is it? Gas collector. That's going to go here, which is going to pump into my centrifuge so I can get oxygen and hydrogen and whatnot. Arc furnace, the electrolyzer, chemical reactor. It was over there and I moved it over here. So I've got my fluid solidifier, the extruder, the extractor, the bending machine, wire mill, compressor, hammer, alloy smelter, macerator, and electric furnace. Made several of these in between the sessions because it's been a bunch of days, but just wanted to do that. I did do this. I need to go to the chemical reactor where it's going to take this and 9 of the raw rubber pulp. And you may say, Grok, how do you get raw rubber pulp? Which is a good question. I did that in the extractor. I just put in a single bit of sticky resin and boom, 3 of those. So I've got enough for 2 sets. And it's burbling along. Cool. Okay, so I'm using my chemical reactor for the first time. I also made an empty cell. This using the metal bender. First, I ran it with a 1 to take the tin ingots into plates, and then changed that to 12, ran it through again with the 2 plates, and got my empty cell. That will let me move a bucket's worth of, well, 1,000 liters. That's a lot. All right, yep, that's a full amount. Now I can come over here to the fluid solidifier, solidifier, and I put the plate mold in place. So if it did. Okay, good. So I'm starting to get my rubber that I need. There's a question of, this should give me 9 plates worth, but I can only do 1,000. So the question is, how do I get that additional one? I don't know. We'll find out. Can I get partial bits with this? No, it doesn't do partial bits. All right, then let me grab this quest reward. It's the reservoir, and it says use while sneaking to activate. Okay, sneak punch to transfer partial amounts. So if I hold this, sneak punch, did that give me anything? Sneak punch. Oh, maybe if I'm in here, can I? Yes. Okay, so forget the whole sneak punch thing for these Greg Tech stuff. It looks like I have to just right click with it. Cool. All right, so that should get me all the plates I need, the rubber plates. There's 6 rubber sheets. Okay. And now I can do 2 of these. And hey, I need to do the conveyor module. Oh crap, it's the other way around. Oh, well, I can make 1 of these and at least prove that yeah. Okay, I'll have to make more motors. I don't have the motors I need. However, I will put, oh, hey. I wonder, let's find out. Evolution of Greg kind? Yeah, okay. Darn it. I was hoping it would give me another motor here. I think I've got more motors elsewhere. I made 40 of them, so I'll deal with that later. But I almost almost got my assembler, which I'm going to put here. I need to make a couple more of these mana-infused metal cables I ran out here. And my plan is to make kind of an L-shaped building here, so I can have a wing for all these LV machines, a wing for the what, MV, and then HV. I don't know where I'll put those. But yes, I've got it. Oh! I need to show you my downstairs. I kind of showed it, but I'm kind of proud of this. All right, so back here in this corner, and I specifically set this up in such a way that I can get around in here like the so I'm running cables down through here, and eventually I want a painting machine so I can hide these holes, and that's bringing in the wood here, and then that exports it into this barrel, which does the charcoal. The charcoal then goes out into these other two, and they get stored in here, and then they get pulled out and put into there for the coal coke, or just the coke. And then this also is producing creosote and going into here. And yes, I decided to sacrifice a bunch of steel to make a bunch of these dynamic tanks and make them as big as possible. They go all the way to the top, and I've got them 2 down. So we've got wood here, and then we've got cobble. The tank goes all the way down to where the cobble would be. So it's as big as it can be. And you can see that's a lot of creosote there. So that's going in, and it's stopped because it's backed up. I do have the switches here to turn things off. This allows me to turn off the exporting from here. Oh, no. The same thing. If it's on, it's active. If it's on, it's active. If I turn it off, it's not. Anyway, so this goes into here. I've got water in the back and the creosote coming in here. And something additional here. Okay, so it goes out into a 4x4 by, if that's 8, 9, 10, I think that's a 10. There's a lot of steam in here. Now, I have set this up. I mentioned that I would like to set it up so that it would automatically turn this on and off as necessary. Well, I have. So here's a few things that I did. I crafted an analog emitter where it sends out a signal of whatever strength I want. And right now I'm using 13 just for fun. And then over here, I have a lever that I have 1 space away. So it's got a signal strength of 14 going into this comparator. And it also has a repeater sending out this direction. So here's how this works. The redstone comparator throws a signal when the contents of this is high enough. That's what the signal to the side does. I'm saying I want, because of a power 13, when this is 13/15 full, well, it goes from 15 to 0. But we'll ignore the 0. When it's 13/15 full, then it will emit a signal, which it is. And I also made some of these redstone conduits. So the analog emitter, cheap. If you need a specific level signal, make these. So nice to have. The redstone circuits, these were not hard to make at all. Redstone alloy, well, that's just running through the alloy smelter, iron and red alloy ingots, and I've made lots of red alloy ingots. So the benefit of this is you can send redstone signals. So what I did with this, if I come down here, it's coming from when the signal comes out, it's going into this block, this birch planks here. And I've got a redstone torch underneath because I need to invert the signal. The plan is, because I didn't say it, when this is below this amount, I want to turn this on. When it is above this amount, which is 14/15, I want to send the signal to turn this off. Now, for demonstration, I have this at level 13. I really want to change it to level 3. So when this is down about here and the steam is getting lower, I want it to kick on, burn up to about here, and then turn off. So it mostly fills up my tank. I don't want it to just run continually because it wastes steam, and that's all the fuel and everything is just getting wasted. That's dumb. But I want it to come up really high and stop. Likewise, when it just runs and runs and runs as I'm doing stuff and it drops below the threshold, I want it to turn on. But not just on, threshold off, on, threshold off. I want it to go all the way up to here with a long burn of, I don't know, 15 minutes and then shut off. So this signal here, when it is less than, I want it to invert a signal out, which turns on this torch, which will fire this piston, which will push this polished granite up to here. And if I just do that, this redstone signal is now going through, turning that on. Let's turn that off. Always like having manual overrides. So when the power, so as it is running right now, decreases, drops below my threshold, this turns on and it says start your motors. And as soon as it goes above the threshold, that turns off. But the block remains and that signal is flowing through, which tells it, aha, keep charging and running this. When the signal gets to this point and above, then this gets powered off. This signal fires off through here, which comes down along here and up, and that fires off this piston, which disables the thing. No, that was pretty fast. That did a pretty decent amount of steam. And when it drops below that level, this retracts. So this little gate process allows me to wait for it until it drops below this, charge it up to here, and turn off. Really slick. I did something similar to this for the bigger reactors, but I could use their internal sensors and say, if below 10%, send a signal. If above, X%, send a signal. Or, I could set those up in a single block. Here I have to go a little bit more vanilla-y with a few extra bits. So that's what I did. Anyway, so those are the 2 bits, and it works out very nicely. Let me grab you, and since I don't need to go down there anymore, and I love my magnet, it is so nice. At this point, I can seal this up, and I do want some painting machine stuff so I can hide some of these circuits. I think that would be very nice, but don't yet. This needs a signal. So that's just going to work. Let me show off this in action. So it's 13/14. So if I turn this on, this is going down. Not super fast, but it's going down. And my hope is it's not going to take too long to get down to 13/14. And then this will fire off. In fact, if I stand here, yeah, this is going to push the block and turn it on. This may be way too slow. These are not. Oh nope! It just fired off, and so now it's going up. No, it's still going down. I'll turn that off because I don't need to waste that. And so this is going to go ahead and fire up and generate steam. When this starts, oh, I've got that little machine controller on here. Yep, there again. I just ran past it. Oh no! I went past the 13 point mark, and so now this retracted. So when I hit 14/15, then this will send out a signal, and that will push this through. And yeah, so you really want this to run for long periods because you can see the efficiency is going up. If you just run this for short, say 3-second bursts, you're not getting much out of your fuel. But it's been running for what, less than a minute, but we're almost getting up to 100% efficiency. Now it's making 800 liters per tick. That's max production for this, which is perfect. So I'm generating steam as fast as it's possible with my setup. And when it hits the certain amount, which I'm not really sure where the line, somewhere out there, it's going to turn off this system because it will push this block through. It's really cool. I love it. I love not having to come down here and fiddle with it anymore, because there were a couple times when I turned this on manually, went away, and forgot that it was still running, and I blew through the entire amount of creosote I had with my smaller setup. This won't. This will shut itself off automatically, which makes me super happy. I love it. I think it's great. And we'll end the episode. Hopefully it will time it right. Who knows? Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, playing Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered on the FTOG server, making me a 3x3 chunk base. I love them. That gives me pretty much the space I need for most mod packs to have all the stuff I need. I can build a building, next episode, and I can have all sorts of fun with that. Love these 3x3, and it just shut off. I love it. And thanks for watching. Bye.